All right, y'all, it is hot in here. Woo. But I got some heat for you if you have come to this channel recently because of these over here, the Pebble Pros, any of the Pebble budget speaker videos that I've done. Creative is back with some new heat. Today, we're going to take a look at the Pebble X and the Pebble X Plus. We're gonna find out if it's just fancy new packaging and marketing or have the best budget desktop speakers got any better. All right, now, first of all, why is Florida already trying to turn the heat up to midsummer? We're not even out of February yet, but I digress. All right, now taking a look at this new lineup from Creative, I definitely can see that they were like, yo, well, let's put some money into rebranding this thing. Let's switch the packaging design up and see if we could do a little more to grab the eyes, especially since you realize they did put a little emphasis on the RGB. Also, I'm not playing, it's hot in here, so I'm gonna wipe my face, so if a little, stuff gets up in my beard, man, y'all mind your business. Don't be talking about it down in the comments, I don't wanna hear that. But we beating around the bush, so let's go ahead and get these out of the box. While I do that, I'm gonna put some specs up on the screen. I'm gonna compare the Pebble X to the previous Pebble Pros, and of course, I'm gonna compare the Pebble X Plus to the Pebble Plus. All right, finally breaking these out the box, you get your quick start guide, two pretty thick USB-C to USB-C cables. You also get a standard aux cable. This is just the cable that connects the devices. Let's go ahead and pull them out. And just like I figured, they pretty much look like other Pebble X speakers. These do got more of a significant heft than I remember the Pebble speakers having in the past. Let's go ahead and get to the Pebble X Plus. Now, here are the speakers for the Pebble X Plus. I can honestly say it feels like Pebble went with the exact same look and design with the Pebble X series, which I actually like considering that these are dropping at the same time. So your only real purchasing decision comes down to how much you value adding a subwoofer to your setup. Taking a look at the back here, you do have your USB-C and your USB-C power delivery. If you plug both of these in, especially if you plug this one in to a 30 watt or better adapter, you will get that extra boost mode. You have your aux port over here. Then on the side of both speakers, you have your microphone and headset with a mic option. That is a satisfying click, and there's some extra feedback when you turn in the knob. I'm not mad at that at all. Again, really, there's really no difference between these sets of speakers. The real difference is this subwoofer right here. Not only is this smaller with a better, more sleek design, it is much heavier than the original Pebble Plus subwoofer. Now, some people do believe that heft does equal quality. We shall see. Taking a look here on the back, you just get that one port to plug the cable in, and you have 4 small feet to prevent it from bouncing around on your table. I won't lie, I am excited to see what kind of bass this thing throws out. Let's just stop playing around. Let's get these connected and run a sound test. All right, y'all, it is the next day. I'm here with the X. I got the X Plus back here connected to the system. I just did my preliminary sound test, but before we get into that, y'all like to come for me in the comments of my sound test videos talking about how I don't do it like your favorite YouTuber, or you would have did it like this, that, and the third, man. All we trying to do is get a representation of what these speakers sound like. You're not gonna get the most accurate listening experience, listening to my microphone and whatever you're using on the end. That's just the truth. You gotta trust your big unk that I'm gonna give you the raw and direct when it comes to these speakers. So let's go ahead and kick it to the preliminary sound test, and then I got some opinions on the other side.
myself when I stay. I'm a pretty boss who gon' mush your brain waste. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you, mine. Ooh.
All right, folks, come on up in here, man. We're going to keep this short and simple. First of all, the original Pebble Plus, I didn't care for it too much when I did my original review of it, and I feel the same. I just don't think it's the best option out of the previous line of creative Pebbles. We're gonna go ahead and throw that one out the window. I still love the sound of the Pebble Pros. They just sound really good, especially for the price. But creative kicked it up a notch with the X's, man. I don't know what to say, man. Just having them right there, listening to the same music in the same space, it was just a whole different experience. Not only are you getting better quality, you're getting better clarity in the mids, that bass is kicking, and overall you're just getting more power and gain than you got with the Pebble Pros. Then when you add the subwoofer on with the Pebble X Plus, it really does kick it up just a notch, even though I still don't think that sub is hitting the way it should. But the straight up Pebble X is an experience, plain and simple. Now, before we wrap it up, let's go ahead and install the software and see how that plays a part. All right, we're here in the Creative app. You can see I have the Pebble X Plus hooked up to my system right now. I will say there were a bunch of driver and firmware updates that I had to do first, but now that we're here in the app, right at the top, you have your sound mode. And when you're listening to music, it will tune it for what it thinks it would be best for whatever entertainment you're looking for. Then we have the acoustic engine. This is where you can dial in and really take it to the next level. You have your equalizer where you can go in and set, just infinite levels of equalizer options. Then you have your lighting down here. You can set up a bunch of different lighting options to really kick your RGB off. I promise y'all, I don't really care too much about the RGB on some speakers. I know I hype it up in a lot of videos, but I never really deal with it. But for the people who do love RGB, you got it, and that's another added functionality to these speakers. This room is not the brightest, and the lights on these speakers are not the brightest. So don't go looking for an amazing RGB show with these speakers. All right, y'all, I had to take a break and listen to some real music, some real entertainment that I can't play here on YouTube, or I'm gonna get that almighty copyright strike. And I gotta say, I don't know what type of sauce they put into this Creative Pebble app. They know exactly what they're doing when it comes to tuning these Creative Pebble X speakers. I didn't think the app would do much because I was already a fan of the Pebble X's on their own, but then you get into the app, listening to music and putting it on music in sound mode. And all that does is add in a little bit of the surround sound and a little bit of the crystallizer while setting it to the music EQ setting. And it just, I don't know, man, it was already sounding good, and then it just kind of just brings it to life. It just makes it feel like I'm listening to much more expensive speakers. It's really trippy how that works. I don't know, man. What should we say about the Creative Pebble X and the Creative Pebble X Plus? I still feel the same way when it comes to that subwoofer with the Pebble X Plus. It does give it a little bit more kick. Just doesn't do it in the way that I want that rumble, that low thumping bass from a subwoofer. Don't get me wrong, it does add to it. I would just like a little bit more. I want to come back after listening to these for a much longer listening period. I'll probably maintain the Pebble X's on my desk because of space, and I really don't think they needed that extra sub. But what I'll do is follow up in a few weeks here and let you know which one that I prefer between the Pebble X and the Pebble X Plus. I know this is just a quick video to get y'all introduced to Creative's new lineup. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. I'm gonna get up out of here. It's your kinfolk Dookie. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you leave those cookie emojis down below in the comments as well. I'm gonna get all the way up out of here, man. Y'all got me in here listening to music all times of night. What is wrong with y'all?